with the hands. That's what I'm all about. Hunger in my eyes, vengeance in my mouth. They don't want no altercation. Situation gon' get critical. It's best that you be easy. The end gon' be biblical. Look, flow like a river. It's something like a miracle. Royalty in my veins, loyalty in my ways. Pay back in every breath, plus revenge in my heart. The truth in every word. Bring light into the dark. And I ain't never lukewarm. Shit, I blazing in the season. Got plenty food for thought. Just gotta watch who I feed. And I've been walking with them angels. So I guess I got this pistol for no reason. Niggas barely breathing, criticizing all my achievements. Won't make me weak. Nah, it won't make me slack off. These niggas baby fat, so I better bear witness or back off. I be ripping shit like sackcloth. Dumb dogs all barked out. Behind me say I come full. No room for emotion, so I pour my heart out. This road hard, but I intend to stay. And if it ain't UPK, then they in the way. My niggas righteous, they real, they down to something. Flow so deep, they drown a motherfucker. He say he in the truth, oh yeah? Bro, that's the home. And I don't hate them brothers, I'm just too long to my home. That's what they believe, my belief, my home. Don't rank me no end. I ain't leaving this body to live and sleep it hollow. So when they ask I'm UPK, we tell them absolutely. And I ain't shooting my ways for nothing. Gotta execute it. Cause I can never die with my tail tucked between my legs. Shit, I be thinking, watching my daughters up in their bed. They so smart, and Alana, she's so beautiful, but they ain't like other babies, and they daddy far from useful. Now listen, cause I'm about my father's business. It ain't about the shit I used to do in that 98 Avenue, the tan leather seats. See, without wisdom, this world make me weak. I found out that the truth was bitter, the lies are sweet. Tried everything. I guess me, YAHANNA had to meet. Now I make the blind see, and I make the dead speak. Teach both my little girls the day that they lie with a man. They better bring in blood and hand sheets. Chaos makes the time. This Glock match my handpiece, and I ain't trying to take them out, but I'll live to put in this house or take a check. 144 in that black trench on some hitman shit. She called it 47. Praying for Armageddon. Me and my soldiers dressed for the wet. Fuck this man. Ask why tell him I'm loyal to the king. To the righteous way. Loyal to the king. I walk that straight line to break the chain. Loyal to the king. The devils can't have the peace of loyal to the king. Bring that out. Let you be say loyal to the king. To the righteous way. Loyal to the king. I walk that straight line to break the chain. Loyal to the king. The devils can't have the peace of loyal to the king. Bring that out. Let you be say loyal to the king. We got to provide a whole operation. Certified priest, prophesying this my occupation. This shit outrageous. They done made the truth docile. That's why we on the corner trying to loud, looking hostile. ISUPK style. They stop now. Trying this warfare couldn't last one round. Let the oppressed rise, rise. Let the rich mourn till the sun down. Enough with this shit. You make it hot. Come down. This for my niggas put the guns in the drugs down. Dwelling in peace to the Lord, call for the blood. Hey, trying to decide my death, and y'all beside yourself. Swore drawn for what you perform. How you gon' hide yourself? Devil got the die for his lies and his dreams. Ain't got no love for the practice. No, just cruel intentions. And then my father's house is speaking vengeance. I got plenty bitch for the vengeance. This your death sentence. I'm talking about slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter. And they do not run away. The king of the world alive. Ain't down for your skin. You gon' die for your crime. That's what I'm talking to you. So born for your life. just leave a man to snap corpse. To see a flag in the badge, I see horns in the pitch. Go ahead. So please believe it. Your white man is a demon. And I ain't gonna go with him to free me. And finish to we. They call the prophets why this night shit ain't broke. Like, see that? You got this nigga on his knees. They wanna have peace. You screaming, let this bitch burn at 1,000 degrees. The land in the bosom of revenge. I told her I'd do anything she please as I squeeze on the double D's. Fuck you mean? Talk with me. All right, let's get started. Let's clap it up. All right. Shalom, Toronto. Shalom, Canada. Shalom, Quebec. Shalom, brothers. Yahbashim Hashabakatham. And to all the sisters, Yahshua Latham Bashim Hashai. Increasing Officer 50, Shariwan, under Commanding General Yohanna. And this is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. All right. Today is Friday night Lashawan Qadash class. All right. Tonight is Friday's Lashawan Qadash. We're going to be teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans their original language. The language they spoke before colonization, before being brought over here in slave ships. All right. The original language of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans is Hebrew. And since 1969, we've been teaching that truth to our people, that we are the real Israelites the Bible speaks of. All right. And every Friday night here in Canada, we're teaching the Hebrew to our people. All right. So make sure you hit those like buttons, like, share, subscribe to our YouTube page, YouTube channels. The sign-in links are in the chat. All right. Go ahead and sign in. Make sure you sign in if you're tuning in regularly to the classes. If you're a brother or sister who wants to join the school. All right, and make sure if you're a brother or sister who wants to join the school, you're inside of Canada, make sure you come to our mandatory scripture breakdown class. All right? Every Saturday night at 8 p.m., we got a mandatory scripture breakdown. Yeah, that looks better. Hey, Shalom, Brachiala, Yahbashim Hashabakathah.
Shalom, Adawan, Yahbashim Hashabakathah.
To all of the tuning in, warrior, you already know.
Every
Friday night, we got the Hebrew going on. Tonight's lesson. Tonight's lesson, we're going to be going over vocabulary again. All right, last week we started off with words that began with the letter A. We made it to words that start with the letter B. We'll do a quick recap on some of the letters in B. And then we're going to jump and move on to words that begin with C. All right? We're just adding to our vocabulary. That's going to be today's lesson. And like we do every class, we start off, we want to go over the alphabet. All right? So I'll get that up on the board really quick. All right, we got a A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, and the Tha. All right. And what we got up on the board right now, these are the 22 characters of the Hebrew. All right. You can also call this the ancient tongue or the holy tongue. This is the original Hebrew. All right. This is where every language comes out of. And this is the language of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right. So what we got 22 characters. These are a little different from the English. These are characters, not letters. They're symbols. They actually represent something. For example, we have an Ah, which is an Allah, and that's the picture of an ox head. All right. So these 22 characters we got up here, we got Ah, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, Tha. All right. And those are all 22 characters of our language. Something else that we also practice, that we also teach. We also teach the Assyrian because a lot of the manuscripts today are written in the Assyrian. So this is very important to practice and know as well. All right. So we got a Ah, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, and Atha. All right. So just like we had 22 up here, we got 22 symbols to represent the same syllable, the same character. All right. The only difference is we have 5 characters: the Ka, Ma, Na, Pa, and the Taza. All right. Those characters there, they actually have 2 symbols, and you would use the second character anytime it's at the end of a word. All right. So again, this is the Assyrian here. We have A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, and Atha. All right. And there's your alphabet for the Hebrew. When you're learning a language, it's important to always get a good foundation of the basics. All right? Don't think you're too good or too skilled not to go over the alphabet. All right. good to practice. It's going to help you read. It's going to help you to be able to read the Hebrew, speak the Hebrew, spell words in the Hebrew. All right, that's our foundation. So today's class, the lessons, we're just going over vocabulary. Slakia, Brakia, do you have your notes from last week?
Khan.
You know what word we left off with last week?
The last word was bed.
Bed. All right, Most High in Christ. So we'll get a couple words up that start with B. All right. All right, so we left off with bed. All right. So we're going B-E. We're going to start off with before, beginning, behind, and behold. All right. So the word for before in the Hebrew is pronounced la panya. All right. When we write in the Hebrew, we always write right to left. All right. And so that's how we would spell it out in the Hebrew. All right. And then what we have in the Hebrew, we have a la, a pa, a na, and a ya. And we have the pa and the na that connect. All right. This connector helps us sound out syllables. It helps us pronounce words. All right. So we have la panya in the Assyrian. Right. We write it out like this. All right. La panya.
Salakia, other one.
Ka.
According to Blue Letter Bible, before
Yeah.
it's Taram.
Which Strongs do you have for that?
H2962.
Give me 1 second. You have H2962.
Khan.
So this before, there's a couple ones. Hold on. Okay, I'll give you this one. So this one is Strong's H6440.
Salaki other one.
I'm looking for. Come on, go ahead.
Could it be that there is more than one word in Hebrew for a word in English?
Absolutely. So the thing is when you look at the Bible, right? The Bible is written in Hebrew, right? So these English translations that we have, right? We could use multiple different English words to replace what we see in the Hebrew. And that's why when we read out of the 1611 King James, we're reading out of what we know to be the most close or the most accurate English translation.
Khan.
Meaning that some of these words aren't word for word, right? But the translators have picked what they thought was the best English words to best replace that Hebrew, right? So to answer your question, absolutely yes. I just want to get you the correct Strongs for this before.
Who wet your dog?
Okay, I don't have the exact Strongs for you right now, but the Strongs that is better fitted for this one is H6440,
Khan.
which is Panyam. Trying to find the root for you. So what I would have to do to get you the exact one right now is go through my concordance. Do you want me to get the correct Strongs for you right now, or do you want me to go ahead with the just getting more vocabulary down?
Salaki, you could go ahead with the vocabulary other one.
Okay, what I can do is after class, I'll just run through my concordance really quick, and I'll get you the correct Strongs. All right.
Khan.
But if you do have a Strong's concordance, go around 6440, okay?
Khan.
And you'll see the word before there. All right. It could be 6438. It could be 39. But it's around there in your concordance. All right.
Khan.
So just leave that there. So we got the next word is beginning. And that concordance, I'll pull it up. If you don't have one, it's a very good book to get. You can order it off Amazon for probably around $20. right? It's this strong concordance here, right? It's a nice thick book. It has every word in the Hebrew and the Greek, right? And you can go through that, right, when you're looking for words, right? This is an example of what it looks like, right? You have all your Strong's definitions, all your translations, right? Now, anytime you're reading something in the Bible and you want to see what it really means, or what the Strong's definition is, the definition of the word, you can go ahead and pull it up. And that'll just help you better understand what it is you're reading. Right? But what we have with the 1611 King James Bible, which is why we read out of it in the I.S.U.P.K, is because it's such an accurate translation that the best thing for us to do a lot of times is just to look up the definition of the word we're reading, right? And for example, right now I'm on Ezekiel 35 and 5. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, right? If you want to better understand what it is you're reading, for example, if you don't understand the word perpetual, just look up the definition of the word perpetual, right? And more times than not, that'll help you better understand what it is you're reading. Because the King James translators have already put the word that they felt best suited or best fitted that Hebrew word, right? So let's keep going. So for beginning, we got Ra'ashya. Ra'ashya. Right. This is Ra. Ra'ash. Ra'ashya. We have behind, which is Akaria. And we have Behold, which is Anna. And Anna. Anna. So Ra'ashya, the Strong's here. You want to take a look at that? We got H7225. Behind, we got H310. And Behold. check out those Strongs. So, Salaki Braka Allah, when you look in the Blue Letter Bible and you type in a word, do you only get one Strong's definition for it?
Salak, what was that?
So when you search on Blue Letter Bible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you get multiple Strongs that pop up?
It depends on the word, I guess.
Okay. Does it take you to every verse in the Bible where you see that word?
Khan or Khan, but then I would have to type in a specific verse to look up the Strongs.
Okay, Khan.
But it depends. Some word, like in the beginning, I have the same Strong 7225.
Right. Yeah, that's why. See, I like Blue Letter Bible. I definitely recommend it. It's a good app to use. For me personally, it's not my favorite. I find a couple other apps a little more user friendly. The Blue Letter Bible is a very good place to start. It's definitely a good place to start. All right, so we got those up there. Let's move on to some more words. So we got the word before. One more time, before is la panya. We have beginning, which is ra'ashya. We got behind, which is akarya, and behold, which is hana. All right, some brothers in the school might recognize this word because we say it a lot in one of our prayers, right? Hana la'ah. Right, when we're saying, behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Right, we got hana. All right. So next we got believe. Believe. It's probably a Christian's favorite word. We got black. Blackboard, and blaze. So this word believe is ha'a ma yun. Black, and you can see, I know off the top of my head, black, there's a couple different words in the Bible, right? Like I think you'll see the word kadar, One type of black here, we have Shah. Shah. Blackboard, we have Lawak. And Blaze is Lahab. We got the spelling up here. We got Ha'a Mayan. And we got Shah Kawar. Blackboard is Lawak. And then Lahab. Lahab is to Blaze. Now, if you've been tuned into our channel, we've covered quite a few topics now in the Hebrew. We've gone over sentence structures. We've gone over prepositions and possessive words, present tense, past tense, future tense. We've gone over plural. Right? We've gone over quite a few things now in I.S.U.P.K. Canada. So what we're doing right now is that we're gonna go through the alphabet, right? We're gonna go from A to Z. We're gonna get as far as we can, and we're just gonna add to our vocabulary. All right. We're gonna get a big vocabulary in the Hebrew, and then we'll continue to practice what it is we've learned. Right? We can take this vocabulary and just practice making sentences. Right? Practice forming sentences. Practice past, future, present tense with these words. Right? And we're just going to keep learning the Hebrew.
So, lock out one.
Good.
Do you think you could write the Strongs for each word?
I'll see what I can pull up really quick.
Khan or Khan?
If I don't have the Strongs right in front of me, I'll see to get you that Strongs later. We can definitely go through these words. We can look them up in the Strongs. All right, so we left off with blaze. All right, I think, were you looking for the word blaze?
Kind of Wakan, but in the Blue Letter Bible, it pulls up in Greek, not in Hebrew.
Right, so for blaze, look up flame, flame or fire.
Kind of Wakan.
You'll probably see the Strongs there. Right, when you look at the Strongs, you'll see different definitions, right? Biblical usage, and then a couple different definitions that they have, right? So a good place to start for that blaze is probably flame, all right? Trying to think off the top of my head. I'm thinking maybe Psalms 83, when the flame burneth the wood.
Kind of Wakan. Well, I found a different Strongs for flame.
And do you see earth? You found Lahab?
La, the one I found, Balabat. From the
Let me check
root word is Laba.
Labat. Well, that sounds like a different word. Labat.
So like when the root word of Laba is Lahab.
Salak, you're breaking up a bit. You said Lahabia?
Lahab.
Lahab. Okay, Most High in Christ. So the root word you said for what?
So I found Salakia. Laba,
Okay.
the root word of Laba is Lahaba, and the root word for Lahaba is Lahab.
Okay, Khan, I got you.
Age
Yeah, so I'm
38 and
looking at
51.
Khan. Yeah, and that's something that helps too, right? Like if you, so for example, I looked up flame and I see the word Laba, right? Laba is Strong's H3827. And so if you have a concordance, right, you could open straight up to H3827 and you would see a bunch of definitions right beside it. Right? But yeah, that root word is the one you were looking for. Right? Lahab, H3851.
Kind of Wakan.
So we got blaze, we got bless, blood, I'll put a couple of these. I don't think we did these last week. We can do boulder, end up with these. So we got bless, blood. Bless is Barak. Right? We say this all the time when we're saluting brothers and sisters. We got blood, which is Dam. Boulder. Vawalat. Barrier is Bar. And bison is Ba'ashan. I want you to notice these last three words that I put up here. You'll notice that every language comes out of the Hebrew, right? Bawalat. I'll get that up here. We got Ba. Bawalat. We got Bar. Right? These words in English come right out of the Hebrew. Right? Bison is Ba'ashan. Right? Bar. Right? We even say today, Salaki Brother Allah, can you pull up the definition of a bar? B-A-R.
Salaki, what was that?
Can you pull up the English definition of bar? B-A-R.
Come on.
Oh, go on. No.
Salaki, there's multiple definitions.
Okay, come on, let me hear one.
Bar, a railing that encloses the part of the courtroom where the judges and the lawyers sit and the case is tried.
Come on, that's good enough. Right? That bar that you just defined, right? That is a type of barrier. Right? That's where that word barrier comes from. Right? To barricade something. Right? And this is what that word is in the Hebrew, bar. Right? That's just one of many examples. Right? You even look at the alphabet, right? The alphabet, that's what we call the English alphabet, right? In the Hebrew, the first two characters that we have is an alap and a baya. Right? In the Greek, I don't remember how to write that, but I think they call it an alpha and a beta, right?
Khan.
And when we get all the way down to English, which is such a new language, right? We got the alphabet, right? All these things come from the Hebrew. Oh, and Salakia, you wanted the Strong's definitions for these?
If you have it, I don't want to.
Let's see if I can get them really quick. So we got
Well, I got
bless.
bless. Bless is H1288, and blood is H18 and 18, if I'm not
Okay,
mistaken.
so we got those. Okay, Salakia, this might take me a little longer than I was hoping. Um, so let's do this. What we can do, Brakyala, we'll talk in private. All right, we'll talk in private, and I'll try to get you all the Strong's definitions.
Khan.
But just to keep the class going, all right, I'll just get up the words for today, and then any Strongs that you're looking for, I'll help you get all the Strongs for each word. All right.
Khan, the water one.
Um, Done. Yeah, and if I could send it to you in pieces, we could do it all at once whenever we get time. But I'll get those to you on the side. All right.
Khan, the water.
That's right. So we got Bison, which is Bashan. You got all these down?
Khan.
Okay, come. So we'll end that for the letter B. All right, we'll jump over to the letter C. All right, these are a good amount of words. All right, some of these words we've seen before. I have to get a new eraser. All right. All right, so we're going to move on to C. We're going to start off with the word call. Camel. Candle. Captivity. And we got car. I'm curious to see that Strong's for the word car. Let's see if I can get you that Strong's for the word car later. All right,
Karoka.
so we got call, just quara, camel, gamal, gamal, candle is nar, captivity is shabya, and for car here we have Marakab. All right, so we got Quara, we got Gamal, Nar, Shabya, and Ma Rakab. All right, so again, call is Quara, Gamal is Gamal, or Camel is Gamal, Nar is candle, Shabya is captivity, and Ma Rakab is car. Let's try to get some more up. So last we had Ma Rakab, which is car. Next we got to carry, cattle, to celebrate, cheer, and we got cheerful. All right. All right, this is the Hebrew. That's how we pronounce it. We got the pronunciation all up here, and I will spell it out. So we got the word carry. In the Hebrew is Nasha'ah. Nasha'ah. Then we have cattle, which is Allah. Allah. Then we have celebrate, which is Qadash. Qadash. Then we have chair, which is Kasa. And cheerful is Shamak. Shamak. All right, one more time. We got carry is Nasha'ah. Cattle is Allah. Celebrate is Kagag. Chair in the Hebrew is Kasa. And cheerful is Shamak. We try to get through all the C's today. We can get these all up here. We'll finish up with C and then we'll end the class there. All right. So we had cheerful, which is Shamak. Next we got child. All right. Child. And we got cheese. All right. And the Hebrew child is Yalad. And cheese is Gaba Yana. Gaba Yana. We got choose. Choose in the Hebrew is Bakar. circumcised is Mal, and city is Ayar. We'll get the spelling up for each of these. So first we got child, which is Yalad. Yalad. And then cheese is Gaba Yana. Choose is Bakar. Bakar. Circumcised is Mal. And city is Ayar. All right, one more time. We got child, which is Yalad. Cheese is Gaba Yana. Choose is Bakar. Circumcised is Mal. And city is Ayar. So last we did Ayar, which is city. Next we got class, which is Katha. We have to cleave, which is the Bach. Close is Sagar. Cloud is Aina. Cluster is Ash. Kawal, and to come is Ba'a. All right. So we'll get the spelling up here for each of them. So we have class, which is Katha. Cleave is the Bach. Close is Sagar. Cloud is Aina. We have cluster, which is ash, kawal, and to come is ba'a. Ba'a. All right, one more time. We got class, which is kata. Cleave is dabak. We have sagar, which means close. Cloud is aina. Cluster is ash kawal. And come is ba'a. Ba'a. All right. So we left off with ba'a. Ba'a in the Hebrew means to come in English. Next we got command. We got commandment. We have conductor. Bracket all. If you're looking for conductor, you look up chief musician. We have congregation. And we got conquer. All right, so the Hebrew for command is tazawa. With the hada at the end, we have tazawa. Commandment is matazawa. 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 Conductor is manatazak. Manatazak. Congregation is Aida. And to conquer, Salakia. Salakia. Take this one off. Put this down for a sec. So we got congregation. And we'll put counselor, which is your Y to Z. Your Y to Z. the spelling for each of these. We got Tazawa, Salakia, Tazawa. For commandment, we have Ma, Tazawa. Counselor is Yawai, Tazah. And then congregation is Aida. All right. So Matazawak for commandment, we spell it out with a Ma, a Tazah, a Wa, and a Tha. All right. Command is Tazawak. Counselor is Yah, Y Tazah. Y Tazah. Congregation in the Hebrew is Aida. All right. All right. So we got 4 more that we'll put up. That'll end us with all the C's. All right. And the next class we'll start off with the letter D. All right. So we got create, cry, curse, and to touch. All right. And what create is in the Hebrew is bara. Cry in the Hebrew is tazarah. Curse in the Hebrew is arar. 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 And then cut in the Hebrew is kara. We'll get the spelling up here. Kara. All right. So these last words we got up here, we got create in the Hebrew, which is bara. All right. Not to get it confused when you see a ba and a ra, right? The symbols are similar, but they're a little different, right? So bara is a ba and then a ra. We have cry, which is taza rock. We have curse, which is arar, and cut is kara. Um, we'll leave that for another class. Um, we'll leave that for another class. So that's what we got there for the C's. All right. We got a little time right now. So, Barak Ya Allah, was there any Strong's definitions that you were looking for?
What was that?
Is there any Strong's definitions out of the words we got that you're looking for?
Most of them.
Most of them. Let's see. Let's go through a couple. All right. I'll
Kind
pull
of
up my Strong. All right. This is a very good book to learn how to read, to learn how to go through. All right. Again, this is the Strong's Concordance. All right. And we'll see if we can pull up some of these words. All right. So let's take a look through the Strong's. So let's start with this word here. We got karath. All right. Karath. So I'm going to search for the word cut. It should be around H3772. H3772. And we have the word karath. All right. So let me see if I can zoom in on this. Oh, lock you. What happened here? Lock you 1 second. What happened here? All right. So let's see if we can zoom in on this word here. That's too blurry, isn't it?
What kind is blurry out of one?
Okay, so lock you. Thumbs up with my camera right now. I'll just leave that be. But so what we got for this word cut is the Strong's H3772. All right. And this word, like a lot of words that we're reading out of, which is why we study through the Assyrian, right? This word is written in the Assyrian, all right? And you have a ka, a ra, and a tha, all right?
Khan.
Kara. And the way they sounded out in the Assyrian is the same way we sounded out in our language, all right? The ancient Hebrew. And what this word means is to cut off, by implication, to destroy or consume. All right? All right, so that's H3772. Next we got arar, all right, which is to curse. Slovakia. It would help if I could show this book, because what you have is you have an index at the beginning of the book, right, from A through Z, just like a dictionary. We're looking for curse, right? And so maybe if I hold it back a bit, it won't be as blurry. So what we got is, when you look at the top of the book, right, just like a dictionary, right, you have a cupbearer, right? On the other side, you have cursed, right? These words up here, we have cursed, we have curse, curses, cursest, curseth, cursing, right? These are all the different words that they used in the Bible, in the English, right? And so now going through this word curse, right, we have a couple. You see it in Genesis 8, verse 21, Genesis 12 and 3, right? All the way down to the book of Revelations 22 and 3. All right? So we'll start off, we'll go straight to the beginning, where it says Genesis 8 and 21, where it says, I will not again curse the ground, right? Which would be in Strong's 87043. All right. Let's see if I can pull that up. And what we can do, Barak Ya'Allah, if there's a word you don't have, just let me know and I'll look that one up next, all right?
Okay, what
870.
was that other one?
If there's a word that you're specifically looking for, just let me know.
Kawaka. Well, I wasn't looking specifically for any word in particular. Just I wanted like most of them. That's it.
Okay, no sweat. So we're looking for a R. 779. So 779 is arar. All right. That's the word that we use today for curse. You can find it in Strong's H779. And it means to execute. All right. And it's spelled an ah with a ra and a ra. Arar. Let's see if we can find cry. So we got crucify, we got cry. We can check out Strong's H2201. looking for Taza Rock. (2201) is Za'ak. They have a Taza Kwa. See if there's a primitive root here. Just from 2199, which is a shriek. This is Za'ak. Now let's see if we can find a better one. Cry. We'll go to Strong's 6818. And Salakiak, you have a Strong's concordance too?
What kind? I'm looking at it right now.
Okay, come, Most High in Christ. Right. It's good to get some practice going through this. 6818. Yeah, we'll do one more on screen. All right, and then we'll end the class. All right. So the one we're looking for, Taza Rock. Taza Salakia. So this 6818 again is from Shriek, which is Taza. Yeah, Taza Iqua. All right, that's not the one I'm looking for. All right, but if I look at Cry, right, they have quite a few here, right? They have 7775, 7121, 6963, 2199, 7440, 7321, right? They got a lot of different Strong's definitions for this cry. Right? 602, 2199, and 2896, and 994. All right, so they got quite a few there for cry. Right, but this Strong's concordance is good to go through. Right, it's very easy to read, very easy to understand. All right, but for today's class, we'll end there. All right, we got a lot of vocabulary up for the C's. All right, I'm going to say shalom to Toronto, shalom to I.S.U.P.K. Canada, I.S.U.P.K. Quebec, the water for tuning in. All right, that's the end of Friday night's Lashawan Qadash class. All right, let's clap it up. All right, we got some vocabulary for the night. We're going to give the I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. These are the I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. We have the I.S.U.P.K. Just started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. They need transportation. The teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has a particular interest in a person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other.
After this 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find it in Numbers 18 and 21, in Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 to 10. Ma'aishra means tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, fuel offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. We have the Feast of Purim coming up on Monday the 14th of February, 2022. You can read about it in the book of Esther, chapter 9, verses 20 to verse 31. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. With that said, men of Israel and Majim, which means stand. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers and one courtesy salute to the sisters. All right, men of Israel and Majim Shabbat. And Majim, Barak, Yahal Bashim Yahashai Barakatham, Yad Yamatah, which means hands down. Sar Akwathim. All right. If you would be in the school, you would face to the left, facing the sisters. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alathan Bashim Yahashai, Yad Yamatah, class dismissed. Alright, if you're tuned in, make sure you hit those sign out links before you leave the class. Alright, shalom, Israel.
The police just shot him for no apparent reason. No reason at all. They asked for license and registration. That's the police officer over there that did it. With the black on. I can't really do shit because they got me pinned. I can't believe they just did this. I'm fucking back! And if you complain, well, we just thought I'd blowing in the brain, crabs in the bucket. I wanna just chuck it like niggas be free in this world, but don't love it. Just fucking insane. Angels is calling my name. What they saying ain't the same. Giving me orders like you must be ready to die. The only way you seeing change. And if you complain, well, when you complain, remember this is for the pain, the life, the death, the rise, the fall. This is the finale, and we want it all, no matter the time. Vengeance is mine. No, really is his, but he using my nine. There's no mistake when you dealing with fate. Life is a bitch and she fixing my plate. Now asking for seconds, that's all I can take. Now 2 seconds later, she baking the cake. Don't want no more problems, I need to escape. She over again, I'm like, bitch, I just